The triad of 3, a-causal, which involves a direct causal relationship between the first and second elements, the second and third elements, and a negative causal relationship between the first and third elements when the first is absent, can be applied to the Christian theological concepts of original sin, A, separation from God, B, and the need for salvation, C. This triad forms a linear progression where one concept leads directly to the next, creating a theological narrative. Linear causal relationships within the triad. In Christian theology, original sin refers to the inherent sinfulness marking all humans, believed to stem from Adam and Eve's fall. This sinfulness is seen as the primary cause of the spiritual distance or separation between humanity and God. The concept holds that sin disrupts the natural relationship with God, leading to a state of spiritual separation. The spiritual separation from God due to sin naturally leads to the recognition of the need for salvation. This need arises from the understanding that the disrupted relationship with God, caused by sin, requires reconciliation. Salvation in this context is seen as the necessary process of redemption and returning to a harmonious relationship with God. This part of the triad implies that if there were no original sin, laws A, there would not be a need for salvation, C. In Christian doctrine, the absence of original sin would mean there is no separation from God and consequently no need for reconciliation or redemption. Understanding the triad as a theological narrative. This model outlines a theological narrative central to many Christian traditions. It starts with the universal human condition, marked by original sin, progresses through the resultant separation from God, and culminates in the recognized need for salvation. This narrative is foundational in explaining the purpose and necessity of Christ's role in Christian theology. The dynamics of this triad can be observed in different aspects of Christian life and doctrine. For example, in the sacrament of baptism, the concept of cleansing from original sin is symbolically connected to restoring the relationship with God and acknowledging the need for ongoing salvation and spiritual growth. In summary, the 3A causal model captures the linear progression from original sin to the need for salvation mediated through separation from God in Christian theology. This triad outlines a fundamental narrative of human spiritual condition and the necessity of divine intervention for reconciliation with God.